Hello, everybody. I'm Krasi. This is my every 2 weeks review of the next 2 weeks to come, day by day. We just had very powerful full moon, which took place on the axis of Gemini, Sagittarius. I'm talking about sidereal coordinates. The sun was in Gemini, extremely powerful. The sun, it's like exalted in Gemini, because in Gemini we have the point of the summer solstice, exactly very much beloved by the sun. The sun is very powerful in Gemini. And then we have the moon in Sagittarius. This is very powerful axis of knowledge, philosophy, because Sagittarius is the sign where we have, first of all, the exit of the Milky Way, the galactic center. But secondly, it's a sign ruled by Jupiter, and also where we have the nebula of Sagittarius, a very, very highly spiritual place. We have the point of the winter solstice. These two places, Sagittarius, Gemini, are places which are where we have tropical, the so-called tropical points. Tropical points always emphasize on something. In this case, this would be, on one hand, of course, knowledge, and then, of course, philosophy. And of course, it is about, it is emphasized by the presence of Jupiter, who rules Sagittarius and the moon, and who right now is very, very powerful in Aries, also in very powerful and not bad degrees of Aries. The degrees where Jupiter is in the at the moment of the full moon, which moment is showing us, is promising how the next 2 weeks will be looking like for us. So these particular degrees are where you have the horns of the Aries. Horns are always about, you know, Aries, Mars-like behavior, strength, power, drive, motivation. You know, this is what, I don't know if I'm recording properly. Excuse me. To see. Excuse me for the interruption. In the meantime, as we speak, Mars is in the very first degrees of Leo. And this is very important change, because as you know, until now, Mars was in Cancer, very, very disharmonious, confusing, unpredictable position for Mars. Now Mars is in Leo. In Leo, Mars actually has certain dignity, so he will not be very difficult and very challenging, with this exception that while in Leo, Mars will be making opposition to Saturn. And this opposition actually is having the name danger, literally. Especially emphasized, the danger will be around 15, 16, 17, a little bit later of July. But I will make special video exactly on that, not to scare people. In fact, take a look at my video where I'm telling you exactly how useful and beneficial for us the knowledge and the information is, and how much we can change. But after knowing, after having the knowledge, how much we can actually be in control of our destinies. So nothing scary about what we see, but indeed Mars-Saturn opposition is something that we cannot underestimate, and this is taking place at the end of this cycle, when we will be having already, now we have the full moon until the on 17th of July, we're going to have the invisible moon, so that we have the next lunar month starting. That's why this is the 2-week cycle that I'm speaking about. So anyhow, we're looking now at the next 2 weeks, starting from this full moon, which is powerful, interesting, very, very powerful, I repeat, because you see the nebula of Sagittarius is involved, very, very spiritual place. Like, this is a further wave of awakening, if you want. And then we have the nebula of Milky Way, I repeat, and then we have the sun, powerful conjoined Mercury in Gemini, also powerful Mercury, who at the moment of this full moon is conjoined Sirius. a star with exceptional qualities of shine, power, benevolence, blessing. So interesting. Like, yes, these 2 weeks will be extremely powerful for awakening, for knowledge, but then of course a bit more challenging 2 weeks will be coming, and I believe even event which may shift a little bit our reality. But let's speak about this in a separate video. So, which actually I will make immediately after this one, so that you can maybe see it. Now, let's see really what is going to happen day by day, starting from 4th of July, which is actually Tuesday, 4th of July. But as you know, we will be rather looking at the 5th, and I will explain to you why. And this is the usual situation. We are always predicting based on the appearance of the moon, which is starting the day. This is according to the ancient principles of any ancient culture. They would, because these are lunar cycles, we look at the appearance of the moon, and then from the appearance of the moon to the appearance of the sun, we're having the day, which is describing how our next day from the appearance of the sun to the disappearance of the sun will look like. I hope this sounded simple. So actually we're looking at the 5th of July, which is the 5th of July, not 4th, which is 5th of July basically is based on what we see on the sky happening at the night of the 4th of July. This is why. Now I maybe said it a little bit simpler. So we're looking at the 5th of July, which is the 15th Dus of the Babylonian calendar. This is the 15th lunar day. And actually, the interesting situation is that the moon has no course, not such a good situation, but anyhow, the moon is still in Sagittarius, very spiritual, benevolent in terms of philosophical, spiritual energy, but not so much to do as a new beginnings, starting something new cycle. This is more of a completion of stuff, but not this day in particular. And because we're talking here about Wednesday, it would be really great if you would like to connect with the planets. And on Wednesday, Mercury is ruling the day, so you can welcome the sun. You can imagine the aura around yourself to be light green, and this is a day of Mercury, so we can wear an emerald. But like I said, this day is not very good for doing much. It's good for helping others, philosophical stuff, to do healing, not really also for medical interventions, really not. And now we'll be looking at the next day, which is already 6th of July, and which is 16th Dus, 16th lunar day. It is Thursday. And here the moon is in degrees, which actually the moon in these degrees is a little bit weak, more for completion of stuff, not so good for medical interventions, good for completion of studies, arrangement of paperwork, like that, but more towards completion. It is good for starting, let's say, a regime when you want to get rid of some bad habits, let's say. This could be good. Not very, you can travel, no harm, not really, I don't see any affliction, you can travel, but the day is not good for any new beginnings. It's day of Thursday, Jupiter is ruling the day, so you welcome the sun, you know Jupiter is ruling the day. You can imagine the aura around yourself to be light orangey yellow, and you can wear a citrine, for example, on this day. But this day, like I say, is a little bit more towards closure, completion, getting rid of stuff, not really for starting anything new. I would also not do medical interventions unless they're really not invasive. And now we're looking at 7th of July, 17th of Dus, lunar day. Again, we have a situation, the moon is not in very easy degrees, but really it is fine for doing the routine, arranging, completion, of your, let's say, stuff, bookkeeping, accountancy, stuff like that more. Not new beginnings. If you do medical interventions, they should be really very uninvasive. Travel, not dangerous indeed, really not. You can also read a lot, study. This would be great. You can do some like regime work for yourself, would give you good result. And because this is a Friday day of Venus, if you decide to connect with these beautiful energies, you can welcome the sun in the morning. You can imagine the aura around yourself to be light pink or really light blue even, and you can wear a rose quartz. And now we're looking at, this is already 8th of July, Saturday, 18th lunar day. Now the moon is in degrees which are very spiritual. This day is not appropriate for medical interventions, really, not really appropriate. Again, good for spiritual work, for teaching others, not very good to travel, not good for new medical interventions, not good for new beginnings, not much to do on this day, too heavy affliction, so I would rather be careful. This is 8th of July, 18th dus. You can, the day is ruled by Saturn. You welcome the sun. You imagine the aura around yourself is light, let's say amethyst color or dark blue, and you can wear exactly an amethyst. But no medical interventions. Be careful when you travel on this particular day. Then we have 9th of July, which is 19th lunar day. And the moon actually, again, see how interesting, is in this a bit critical degrees of Aquarius, but still making aspect which is saying good for pushing up a little bit, doing a bit of involving a little bit efforts to complete study, let's say. Very good to complete paperwork, to complete writing, like really involving efforts in these types of things. But not really for medical interventions, not really for even to travel. Well, you may, but a bit carefully. I say you may because the moon is applying to Mercury, and Mercury is well placed. I say you may, but I still do not forget that there is an affliction from Mars. That's why I say if you don't have to really do, to participate in dangerous, adventurous travels, you certainly may travel. To study, very good medical intervention, not to teach others. And this is a Sunday, day of the sun. You welcome the sun. And you know the sun is helping you to get good energy, to fight melancholy. So on this day you can actually, if you welcome the sun, you know the sun is giving you this energy to live, to be happy, to shine. You receive the blessing from the sun, and you can imagine the aura around yourself to be red, a very healthy aura. Now we're looking already at 10th of July, 20th lunar day. The moon is beautiful for non-invasive medical interventions, non-invasive beauty procedures, spiritual work, healing work, helping others, like medical interventions, yes, if non-invasive. Yes, you can travel on this day. No new initiatives, no. And this is a Monday, a day of the moon, so you welcome the sun. You know the moon is ruling the day. You imagine light green aura around yourselves, and you can wear a pearl. And then you have 11th of July, which is already a Tuesday, day ruled by Mars. You imagine you welcome the sun. You imagine Mars is ruling your day, and you imagine a red aura around yourself to give you energy, to fight, to have drive, positive drive in life, even to fight melancholy, to be brave. You know, this is the martial energy, to find motivation for completion or for doing your deeds. And you imagine a red aura around yourself, and you can wear a garnet. This day also is fine for non-invasive medical interventions, travel, healing, no new beginnings, studying, doing spiritual work, connection with nature, working with the nature, like agriculture work, all that. And now we're looking at 12th of July, which is the 22nd lunar day. And now the moon is in very interesting degrees, which can help us exactly to fight melancholy, to have good drive, to teach others, to help others, to complete good deeds, but not to start, to connect with nature, to good philosophical, good spiritual day. Supports healing, your own healing, your own well-being. Support some financial matters, but their completion more like, or maintenance. And this is a day ruled by Mercury, because it's a Wednesday, 12th July, 22nd lunar day. You imagine the aura around you. When you welcome the sun, you imagine the aura around yourself is light green and you can wear an emerald. This day is great for completion of study or for engaging into studies, really. And it will support the finances, financial matters. In this sense, it's a very good day. Quite the same would be valid for 13th of July, 23rd lunar day. Good for finances, maintenance of finances, good for maintenance of trade, your routine, communication, commerce, trade, very good. For studies, for gaining good energy, for fighting melancholy, for a good well-being. And this is already day of Jupiter. It's a Thursday. If you welcome the sun, you know Jupiter is ruling the day. You imagine the aura around yourself is yellow, orange, and you can wear citrine. And actually also, what is this day good for? You can travel. Yeah, very good day. The previous day as well. And now we're having 14th of July, which is Friday, 24th lunar day. Moon is beautifully placed with star of money, very good, but afflicted. It means we will be able to maintain good status quo, business, the routine, but with a lot of efforts and not without expenditures on this day. It is fine for beauty, talented work, creation of beauty. If you opt for making beauty procedure, it should not be invasive, really heavy, because Saturn is afflicting the situation. Even Mars is afflicting, by the way. But anyhow, with a lot of good timing, regime, involving serious structure and discipline. Actually, this can be very good day for organizing your finances, for making money. No medical interventions. We've got two afflictions here. When you travel, be careful a bit. And it's a day of Venus. You welcome the sun. You know, Venus is ruling the day. So you imagine the aura around yourself is pink and you can wear pink quartz. And now we have already the 15th of July. Quite the same situation with the difference that the day is ruled by the sun. It is by Saturn. So if you welcome the sun, you know Saturn is ruling the day. You imagine the aura around yourself is amethyst color and you can wear an amethyst. But the days as the previous one a bit, it would require discipline, very good, time orientation, honesty, high moral discipline in order to be able to make money. But with these conditions, I believe we can, because, such is the placement. No medical interventions, no new beginnings, and be careful when you're driving, traveling on this particular day. And then we have 16th of July, and this already would be a little bit risky days, which I explained to you about in the beginning. Here we have powerful opposition, Mars, Saturn formed, Saturn extremely powerful in retrograde, Mars powerful in Leo. So we will see, especially after the 17th, events worldwide, which might be a bit critical. Warlike events, like could be also about, dishonesty involved, manipulations, but I will make another video about this. But there will be a sharp event which will be having a warlike image, unfortunately. So this is about starting already 16th of July, 26th lunar day. And on this day, yeah, it's a little bit starting already to be a bit more critical. So not good for new beginnings, for new businesses. This is a day which is ruled by the sun. So imagine if you're welcoming the sun, imagine the aura around yourself to be orange, red, and you can wear a ruby. Great day to fight melancholy, depression, if you let's say expose your spine 15 minutes to the sun, this can heal lots of disease, but if you do it really with the right intention, so this would be great for this purpose. Good for day for studying, teaching, completion of studies, for negotiations too, but you have to be careful because Mars-Saturn opposition can involve disputes and arguments. Then we're having the 17th of July, 27th lunar day, the last day of really completion stuff. Let's say today I complete paperwork, bookkeeping, very good, like you will have success in that. But for the rest, like I mentioned to you, yes, these degrees become a bit critical because the next day, which will be already 17th to 18th, we're having the invisible moon. Now on the Monday, which is 17th of July, 27th lunar day, the day is ruled by the moon. So if you're welcoming the sun, you imagine the moon is ruling, you imagine aura around yourself to be light green. You can wear pearl, this is great for your well-being, intuition, support of your intuition, health in general. So could be really great. And then indeed on the 17th, 18th of July, we have the invisible moon taking place right in the very last degree of Gemini, where we have the involvement of the stars, which have very martial qualities. But let me explain this in the next video so that I don't really make this too off topic because I will be describing totally different things. So I hope this was useful. All the best to you and see you very soon. Bye-bye.